the UFC heavyweight division Monday Matchmaker. Every single fighter in the top 15 of the heavyweight division. We're going to look at who they should all be fighting next. Every single fighter in that top 15. So, obviously, we just saw Ciryl Gane go out there and capture the interim heavyweight belt. He is obviously going to be fighting Francis Ngannou, but there's a lot of other fights we can definitely make in this heavyweight division. But let's get on to the first fighter at number 14 in the heavyweight rankings, Sergey Spivak. He's a 14th fighter in the heavyweight rankings. He's been doing really, really good. Let's see right here. He's on a 3-fight win streak, only losing, let's see right here, to Marcin Tybura and Walt Harris. He did beat Tai Tuivasa by a second round submission as well. On a 3-fight win streak over Alexei Oleinik and Jared Vanderas. So the man is an absolute beast. He has really good wrestling, really good grappling skills. And I think a good fight to test him against would be a guy like a Blagoy Ivanov, who has very, very good striking. Probably going to be better in the striking game than Sergey Spivak, but if he can beat a guy like Blagoy Ivanov, who is ranked right now at number 12, then I would consider giving him maybe like the loser, Marcin Tybura, Shamil Abdurakhimov, something like that. But overall, Sergey Spivak versus Blagoy Ivanov, it seems like a really, really good fight. If the fight does happen, I'm probably going to go Sergey Spivak. He has a height and reach advantage. Probably going to keep range, have Blagoy come to him, and he's going to wrestle and grapple for the win. But that is a really, really good fight, Sergey Spivak and Blagoy Ivanov. After that, when we go into the number 13 fighter in the heavyweight rankings, in Tom Aspinall, the man, he just came onto the scene a couple of years ago, and he's looking really, really good. Right now, he's on an amazing win streak, only losing to Lucas Parobiec by second round illegal 12-6 elbow. I mean, that's gotta suck for him. But after that, first knockout win, first knockout win, first knockout win, first knockout win, joins the UFC, and then 2 knockout wins, and then 1 submission win right there. Coming off a nice, dominant win over Andrei Arlovski. Definitely deserves a step up in competition. And right now, I think a fight with Augusto Sakai would be a really, really good fight. Because Augusto Sakai right now on the UFC rankings is at number 9. And Tom Aspinall definitely deserves a spot inside of that top 10 right now. Augusto's on a 2-fight losing streak to Alistair Overeem and Jairzinho Rozenstruik. So a fight with Augusto Sakai and Tom Aspinall seems like a really, really good fight to me. So Tom Aspinall, Augusto Sakai. I personally would go Tom Aspinall to win. But the winner of this one, I'm not even too sure who they should fight. If one of these guys wins, maybe like the Jairzinho Rozenstruik Curtis Blades loser. I'm not too sure, but either way, Tom Aspinall, Augusto Sakai is an amazing, amazing fight right there. And obviously, we talked about Blagoy Ivanov versus Sergey Spivak, really good fight. Then we got Walt Harris. This fight is already scheduled to happen. Walt Harris versus Tai Tuivasa for UFC 267. This fight is going to be an absolute banger. Tai Tuivasa has a lot of power. He's very tall, very lengthy, and he's got a lot of power. But so does Walt Harris, who has a 100% finish rate. Tai has a 90% finish rate. So this fight is going to be an absolute banger. I'm personally going to go Tai Tuivasa to win. It's a hard fight to judge because they both have a lot of power. But that fight, absolute banger right there. I'm finally giving a shot to Tai Tuivasa in the top 15. I'm really happy about that, but really, really good fight. Walt Harris and Tai Tuivasa. This is another fight that is already scheduled. Chris Daukaus and Shamil Abdurakhimov. I already made a prediction for this fight right here. I did have Chris Daukaus winning the fight with a right hand right down the middle. He has the speed advantage. He has the weight disadvantage because he's going to be a lot smaller. But with that being a lot smaller at 235 pounds, I believe, he's going to be a lot faster. He's going to be a lot better in the movement, and he's probably going to win that fight. So Chris Daukaus versus Shamil Abdurakhimov, a really, really good fight. You already talked about Tom Aspinall, Augusto Sakai, and we got Marcin Tybura and Alexander Volkov, another fight that is already set in the heavyweight division. Just got announced a couple of days ago, and we already made our prediction, a really, really early prediction on Marcin Tybura and Alexander Volkov. My prediction for this one is going to be an Alexander Volkov knockout. Marcin Tybura, every single time he's getting like a big step up into the top 5, top 6 of the heavyweight division, he ends up getting knocked out. So I think this one's going to be the same. Alexander Volkov's going to keep range, jab, 1-2 leg kick, and eventually land a big right hand and knock out Marcin Tybura. But really, really good fight. Good step up for Marcin, but this definitely seems like the perfect fight to make in the heavyweight division. We already talked about Shamil and Chris Daukaus right there. We also got Jairzinho Rozenstruik and Curtis Blades. This fight is scheduled, I believe, for UFC 266. The winner of this fight, I'm honestly not too sure who they should fight, but Jairzinho Rozenstruik and Curtis Blaydes at number 6 and number 4. I personally do think Curtis Blaydes is going to win the fight, and I do think Jairzinho Rozenstruik should probably fight Derek Lewis next. Curtis Blaydes, if he does win the fight, I probably might give him the loser of Cyril Gane and Francis Ngannou, something like that. But overall, it's an amazing fight. Jairzinho Rozenstruik and Curtis Blaydes. I cannot wait for that one, but I do think the loser of that one is going to be Jairzinho. The winner will be Curtis Blaydes, so cannot wait for that one right there. Obviously, Alexander Volkov and Marcin Tybura, Curtis Blaydes and Jairzinho Rozenstruik right there. But Derek Lewis just ended up losing to Cyril Gane by third-round knockout. And you gotta, come on, guys. Derek Lewis, Jairzinho Rozenstruik, it's the fight to make. I mean, I do think Jairzinho is going to lose to Curtis Blaydes, and if this fight gets made, I am going to be like, there's going to be like slobber coming out of my mouth because this fight is an absolute banger. Derek Lewis, Jairzinho Rozenstruik, 5-round main event of a fight night, absolute banger. The two guys with some really, really good power besides maybe your Francis Ngannou, but the fight's an absolute banger. I'm going to go Derek Lewis to win this fight right here, but it's an absolute banger of a fight. Cannot wait for this fight if it does happen to happen, but yeah, definitely the fight to make if Jairzinho does end up losing. But Derek Lewis versus Jairzinho Rozenstruik. You got Stipe Miocic, who was just out there at the #1 contender in the UFC heavyweight rankings, but most likely than not, he's going to go from #1 to #2, and Cyril Gane is probably going to fight Francis. So Stipe versus Jon Jones, winner fights the winner of Francis Ngannou and Cyril Gane. Seems like the perfect thing in my opinion. Stipe versus Jon Jones, an absolute banger of a fight. Jon Jones, the greatest light heavyweight of all time, fighting the greatest heavyweight of all time. Banger of a fight. Winner gets the fight for the belt. I don't know if Jon Jones is going to wait it out. I don't know if Stipe is going to wait it out, but if they're both going to be waiting it out, who are they going to get the title shot to? I'm not too sure, but why not put them together and the winner then gets the title shot? Amazing fight right there. Jon Jones and Jon Jones and Stipe Miocic, amazing fight. And then of course Cyril Gane versus Francis Ngannou is an amazing fight right there. The interim champion versus the heavyweight champion. It's just a no-brainer fight to make. We just did our prediction. If you guys want to watch that, we are going to be posting that video very, very soon for Francis Ngannou and Cyril Gane prediction. But those are the fights to make in the heavyweight division. I do think Sergey Spivak should fight Blago Ivanov. Tom Aspinall should fight Augusto Sakai. Walt Harris is already fighting Taito Ivasa. Chris Dawkins versus Shamil Abdurrahimov. Marcin Tybura versus Alexander Volkov. Jairzinho Rozenstruik versus Curtis Blaydes. Curtis Blaydes versus Jairzinho Rozenstruik, of course. And then if Jairzinho does lose that fight, do Derek Lewis versus Jairzinho Rozenstruik. Absolute banger in that heavyweight division. Stipe versus Jon Jones, another banger. And then we got Cyril Gane and Francis Ngannou. Lots of fights to make in this heavyweight division. I personally do think this fight with Cyril Gane and Francis Ngannou is going to be a really, really 50 fight. We just did our prediction really, not too long ago, but we're going to be posting that really soon. But thank you guys for watching this Monday Matchmaker of the heavyweight division. If you're new to the channel and you're new to this series of UFC heavyweight division Monday Matchmaker, every single Monday we do a video on one of the divisions in the UFC, whether it's the flyweight, the bantamweights, the featherweights, whatever division you guys want me to do. We're going to look at that top 15 and see who everyone should be fighting next. This week we did do the heavyweight division, but thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and everything like that, and we'll see you in the next video. Let's go.